Hey, what's going on, everyone? We are back for the sequel. Why Did I Get Married To? This film came out, Miss Kim, 15 years ago, all the way in 2010. Guys, if you're watching this video, it's going to be spoiler filled, okay? This, like I said, came out 15 years ago. We did just review Why Did I Get Married? The first one, the prequel to this that came out in 2007, and had a lot of fun with that. And like I said, we are back for the sequel. But Kimberly, thank you for being here, ma'am. I really do appreciate it. How are you today? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm actually having fun reviewing these Tyler Perry movies. Like
Uh-huh. Huh.
it, it's bringing up so many different like emotions.
Yeah. That's true.
I
Guys,
think I
if
got
you
like legit angry on the last one.
yeah, yeah, I gotta go check it out. We're gonna see what the emotions are in this one right here, because I definitely have some things to say. If this is your first time joining us, guys, Tyler Perry with us, it's a flip of a coin. You know, some of the movies we like, some of the movies we can't stand, and we're like, God, what are you doing? And so we wanted to keep it positive and talk about some of the Tyler Perry movies that we do like, kind of doing a marathon. So we've reviewed good little deeds. I'm mixing the
Little
movies
dudes.
up. Good Deeds and Daddy's Little Girls and Why Did I Get Married? And this is our fourth one, Why Did I Get Married To? And we have a couple of others we're going to be reviewing after this. Like I said, full spoilers. So, of course, if you haven't seen the film, which I'm pretty sure you have, check us out. But if not, go back and watch it. I think this is available on Stars right now, at the time of this recording. But Kimberly, I did like this movie. I did. It was much more dramatic than the first. But I'm still struggling on which one I like more. It really doesn't matter. And if you put a gun on my head right now, I will probably say the first one. But I did enjoy this one. But something that is consistent for me and my taste, in my opinion, with Tyler Perry's movies are the beginning of them. The first act never starts that strong. It always puts a bad taste in my mouth. And I'm asking myself, oh my goodness, this did not hold up. I don't think I can do it. That's what I was saying at the very beginning of this movie when they met up at the beach house and they're getting to know each other, not getting to know each other, but getting reacquainted with themselves, the married couple in the house and on the beach. It just really didn't seem like great dialogue to me. Very extra ad libbing, felt like a player, but of course, we know that's where Tyler Perry came from. That was his start. But when it got to the second act again, when the drama erupted, and I'll go ahead and say when I started liking this movie much more when Mike showed up. Mike, the Tasmanian devil,
Okay, of
out of
drama.
armchair. I'm trying to have my vacation on too. I'm by myself. Trina not here no more. But when he came into the mix, that's where everything got better for me again. And I had a blast. And so I really did enjoy it. I look at it a completely different lens now, 15 years later, from the first time I saw it. And with other Tyler, and I know I'm talking a lot of Tyler Perry movies, like with Good Deeds and Daddies of the Girls, I only saw that like once or twice when it first came out, and it's been years since I've seen it. I'm not saying that I go back and watch Why Did I Get Married 1 and 2 every year or something like that, but it hasn't been 15 years since I've seen it. However, I'm still happy to say that this holds up. It's very fun, a good time, lots of laughs. You can learn a lot from this movie. Very great rewatchability. I mean, I can analyze this by myself with somebody I'm dating, a group of friends, or whatever. It's just a good, fun movie that is kind of impossible not to have fun with. Where are you at on this, ma'am? Why Did I Get Married To? How you feeling?
It's so funny that you bring up that the first act is usually lacking with him. Now that I think of it, I'm like, you know what, Brandon? Yeah, like a little bit. And as we know, movies are not shot in sequence, right? And so you shouldn't feel that though. But now that you bring it up, it does feel like, especially because of certain energies that you probably need to bring out for certain scenes. Sometimes the last day of the shoot may be shooting the first few minutes that we see as the audience. It's very random. I mean, you wake up and sometimes sometimes all the time as an actor, you're going to know what's happening in the end. Like my character dies, or my character does this, or my character does that. And as an actor, you've got to make sure that you're playing if you're doing a day one scene, you've got to make sure you're playing it as if, you don't know that, or, you feel like you have all the time in the world with this person that's playing your spouse. And so now that you say it, I do kind of feel like it looks like they shot the first sequence of the film like very last in the shooting schedule. Like
Yeah.
it seems like energies are expended. It seems like it's just something. Tasha Smith is she's a great actress. I really like her. She plays our girl. That's Angela. But the first, and no shade to her. I love her. I love her energy. But the first few minutes of this movie, her character seems very fake and not really dialed in. And one thing that I absolutely hate, and I never think it's done cleverly, anytime a writer thinks, I'm going to sneak this in and maybe they'll catch it, it's like, no, we'll catch it and we'll hate it, is when people say the title of the movie.
Yes, yes, yes.
Cringe Boulevard. Like, ugh, I hate that.
Why did I
What?
get married?
Because
Why did I get
why did I get
married?
married? Two.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Stop that. And the way Tasha Smith like said like her like all of her lines seem very forced and fake and like acting 101, which
Mhm.
is silly because she's a really good actress. And um hi Marcus. Well, he did it. And like even how she was in the first film, it didn't seem genuine. It was like, well, I hate you too. And it's like, are you sleepy? Like, did you get some rest last night? Like, something's not, the acting's bad,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is weird because Tasha Smith isn't bad. So, it definitely seems like they were all tired. And it was like, okay, guys, first day of the vacation. Everyone's seeing each other after a few years. We're all excited, okay? Huh? And it seems like they needed to go, you know what? Just give us another day. Like we're not ready because they didn't bring that energy in a real way for me. And that irked me a lot.
Yeah, it's interesting that you said her name and spoke about her first because as soon as you did, I was able to pull her up because I was ready to talk about her as well. Again, Tasha Smith, if you're watching this, I'm probably sure you're not. We're not crapping on you. I actually do like you as a performer,
Love
as an
her.
entertainer. Majority of the time, sometimes it's a bit so-so, and that's what Kim is expressing right now. But at the very beginning of this film, yes, she was the weakest link, in my opinion. Why did I get married? Why did I get married to? And everything you just said, I do agree with. But with her character, I have a love-hate relationship with it. I mean, we spoke about it in part one. She's
Mhm.
loud, she's extra, she's, this and that, but I still love her though. That's she's a part of the culture. Doesn't mean that there aren't any other redeeming qualities. I mean, there are people like that exist, and like I said, I love them, but it was funny, Marcus, no, Troy, no, what was his name? Mike. Mike, why can't these two single people have a conversation amongst themselves? Or when Trina has her bag, she knocks the luggage on the ground and like she can pick it up herself. Things like that. I'm with her. I'm like, hey, if I was in her shoes, I would be feeling the same way. So that's funny. In this movie too, yeah, it was overboard, it was exaggerated, it was a bit much when they were at the beach and the older couple, played by Cicely Tyson and Louis Gossett Jr., threw the ash and it, got on her body. I
That was
would,
hilarious.
I would be screaming too, and she's all in the water. Ah, ah!
That was funny.
Like, so I didn't like her in the first act. It was annoying, but I was laughing my butt off, doing in this second act, or
Yeah.
in the third act, or later on in the film, where she thought that Marcus was having sex on his lunch break, but it was, the
That was
the
the maid.
handyman or whoever or the maid or whatever. I mean, that's crazy just to be smashing in somebody else's bed under the covers. I mean,
That's
of all places,
nasty.
I mean, like, why would you want to do that?
That's
And
nasty.
that's funny. And so with Tasha, it is a flip of a coin. There's things that I like. I mean, I like the actress, but her character Angela, it's a flip of a coin. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. And I kind of want to hear from you guys too in the comment section in the chat. If you feel the same or you disagree. We're both very, very curious. Also, though, I brought them up. Rest in peace Louis Gossett Jr. and Cicely Tyson, legends in the game. They will be missed. Gossett Jr. here, he passed away last year in 2024.
Yeah,
I think Cicely Tyson within the, it was, oh yeah, 2021. It wasn't too long ago. My goodness gracious. She almost 97? Is that my math correct?
yes.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
A
She
long,
lived a
beautiful
full
life.
life. So rest in peace to these two angels right here. Y'all will be forever
Legends.
missed.
Again, I really appreciate Tyler Perry, how kind of very much in the beginning of his filmography, he would grab our legends and give them a space. I know Cecily Tyson did several films for Tyler Perry, but I really I just love those cameos, not just any, couple, but like put some legends in there, put some people that we love to see. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, love that.
But Kim, overall, what I do love about this series and word on the street is we're going to be getting a Why Did I Get Married Part 3. Hopefully that goes down. And the script leaked out. Gavin is coming back from the dead. He wants that book money. I'm joking. I'm
Oh, I was like, look now, Tyler. Look, look, look.
I just made
Man, you're about to put me on a path.
no, but seriously though, I did hear that there is going to be a part 3.
Yeah.
I think Michael Jai White did mention that in an interview for one of his latest films, Trouble Man. But about Gavin coming back, that's
I would really love to see Janet back on the big screen. Especially
what-
later, later in her now that she's no, I don't want to she's the GOAT. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I mean, she's up there and she's still touring and stuff, but I'm like at this point, we all know you're a great actress. Like let's get more Janet on the screen is what I would really like to see.
but she
Cuz
was
there's
not the goat in this movie. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
no, it's okay. I get it. I get it. I get it.
I did not like that
Yeah.
scene. I did not like her.
Yeah.
I wonder if I have a good sound effect. Yeah, there we go, right there. She was diabolical, man. I mean, what's going on with Miss Perfect Patty? Why is she doing stuff like this?
Mhm.
With golf clubs and stuff. All he wanted to do was come into the house and get his stuff. I mean, what's up with her, man?
Well,
Like,
I mean, he had poured liquor on her the night before, like, and burned up the last photo of their child. I'd go Tiger Woods' wife too.
well, I mean, I give you that. I was kind of frustrated though with that scene because she could have easily went over there and put the fire out with her hand. I'm like, what are you doing? She's acting like the whole thing is just doused in gasoline. Like she could have easily just went over there and clapped it shut or kicked it around. So they kind of
Yeah,
dropped the ball right there. But
they did.
I'm going to come back to that. But no, what I like about the series though is just them just exploring, going a deep dive into the relationships and all the dynamics and different types of relationships. All these four couples here, completely different, but they're all still friends. I like that. And when I was watching this, I was saying to myself, where do you draw the line of sharing personal information like with your friends, with your family, with your therapist, or keep things tight knit, because I'm not married. Hopefully I will be one day. But word on the street is from the people that have been married for decades, they just say, keep your relationship private. Don't be putting your business out there. It's you and your spouse versus the world. You put them first, they put you first, everybody wins. And there was a lot of couples in this movie that was having trouble with that. I'm really interested in your thoughts with this look you're giving me right now, your facial expression. But I'm just thinking about it as far as like Tyler, what is not Tyler? Yeah, Tyler Perry's wife. What is her name in this? It slipped my mind.
Diane,
Diane. Is that cheating? What she was doing? And also,
bruh.
if it is, like, how do you handle the situation? How do you talk about it? I mean, I don't know. And from Tyler's point of view, like, and you want to talk to somebody about that. You do. Terry, do you tell your friends? Do you keep it to yourself? I mean, that's kind of hard right there. Like, how do you go about that? But yeah, man, she's fantasizing about her coworker Philip, getting waxed every other day, wearing the nice lingerie, the nice makeup, the nice perfume, having flowers, bringing them home. You got to be a dummy just to bring flowers home, you know what I'm saying, and lay them in front of your husband. He's gonna ask where they came from, you
Yeah.
know. But anyway, I'm talking a lot. But alley oop to you, man. What are your thoughts there? That's the first issue.
Well, I kind of feel like this movie should have been called "Why Didn't I Learn the First Time?" Um, because I'm like, y'all, like, are we still going around? That's why I said at the end of the first movie, I didn't like the way it ended because I didn't really feel the
Mhm.
resolve of
Okay.
everyone's issues. And obviously, not everyone's, it's not going to be, no movie's going to end with, and now we're perfect. And now we will never have problems again. And sometimes, look, that does happen where, if you look at someone's marriage, that's a 50-year marriage, you may say there was a 6 or 7 year period where we dealt with this and then we were good for a couple of years. And then 20 years later, I'm dealing with the same thing. So I do get that. But in the sense of like, Angela went right back to doing her same old shtick, except she humiliated her husband in front
Mhm.
of not only his coworkers, but all the viewers. Like, that was so embarrassing, not just for him, but for her. Like, did you not learn the last time when he told you to stop yelling at people in public? And that's why I told you at the end of the first one, I didn't like how she was just like, and now I'm gonna make you dinner because now my personality is changed. Like, she didn't learn. What I would have liked to see in this film, Brandon, with Angela, is I would have liked to see a scene where she caught herself and maybe she went to the corner and was like, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know this, Angela. You're not supposed to be yelling. Don't be ghetto. Don't be ghetto. Whew. Okay. Like, I would have liked to see her having like some tools, like therapy tools, where she's like, you know what, Marcus? Excuse me. Angela, it's not your fault. It's his fault. It's his fault. Like, I would have liked to see some work of progress. But Tyler Perry was on a thin line between pretending the first movie didn't happen and just not showing enough growth of the characters through the writing. And
Really?
I'm like, if you don't write, like, there should have been a scene where he grabbed her and goes, remember, we're not doing this. Okay, that would have made for better conflict resolution, and that would have fed more brilliantly into the idea of couples that evolve together, couples that help each other through transparency and honesty to grow together. But there was no, hey, remember we're working on this, or like, Diane, you know, like, we talked about this, or what did our counselor tell us? Like, it just almost was if the first movie just didn't happen. It's like everyone was back to their BS. Like, Diane, her mistake in the first movie was her selfishness. You had your tubes tied and you didn't tell your husband, and now
Well,
you've been blessed with another child, and life is good, and this man has been so good to you and so loving, and like, his flaw was that he wanted to hold your hand without you getting a phone call to interrupt you. Like, he was a good man the first time, he's a good man the second, and now you're even more selfish because now you're like having an emotional affair. And to answer your question, yeah, an emotion, any breach of trust and intimacy, um, is a type of affair, and is a betrayal that needs to be dealt with. Because for some people, sex is like, they could go nasty, nasty. They could go to a gas station bathroom and have sex with someone and it won't mean anything, which it does to the other person. But man, if they hold hands, if they tell something about their late father that they never share with their wife, that's even more of a breach of trust. So yeah, I had some issues with the writing here.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought it back, but see, that's where I like the film because you says that they acted as if the first film didn't exist. I disagree because I just feel like this is the next chapter in everyone's relationship. As far as not Diane. I don't. I'm doing a horrible job with the names. Patricia, Janet Jackson's
Uh-huh.
character. Their issue was not resolved. She's a master of solving everybody else's problems instead of checking
Mhm.
it at home, and she didn't love her husband. That's what he said. Gavin said, she tolerated him. That carried over. And also, Diane, with the tubes being tied, Diane and Terry, she didn't want to have any more kids. She said Kenny was the last one, but apparently, she got them untied and put back together, and blessed them with with a son that was at least 3 years old. So I
Mhm.
look at it as like at least 3 or 4 years have passed.
Yeah. 3 or
Yes,
4 years of
we've solved this issue right here about spending quality time, being intimate. We're moving on we're moving on with our life. But just because we got done with this problem, this issues, doesn't mean that there's not going to be troubled waters ahead. And we're in the troubled waters right now. She's not communicating. My thing is,
Mhm.
I said this last time, communication is paramount. I am not, I think it is unrealistic for whoever I'm dating, whether we're married or not, for me to expect for them never to be attracted to any other person ever. Like, they can just be out whatever, and if I'm married to a woman and an attractive man walks by, i'm not you know I'm not going to get upset if she finds him attractive. That's just normal.
Yeah, but if she walks up to him and is like, "I just wanna let you know," like,
No,
it's
of
what you
course,
do with it.
of
Like,
course,
Denzel's
right,
always gonna be fine. I don't
right,
care who I
so,
marry, Denzel's gonna be fine
right.
forever.
She
It's what you do with it. Are you writing
what I
him
right.
letters?
What I was gonna say is that if she finds herself in that position, she doesn't need to oblige the person. You don't need to be speaking with them at work if it's completely not necessary. You don't need to be going to lunch or dinner with them or anything like that.
Talking about your relationship with
Yeah,
them,
that's gonna call for, I even how do you feel about this if she would have went to her husband and be like, "You know what, babe? I love you. I respect you. I don't want to do you wrong. There was no physical cheating, but there is somebody at the office that I am attracted to, and I've been attracted to them for the past week or two. And I thought about this and it's wrong, and I just want to come clean, and I'm just gonna do this so I don't have these thoughts anymore." Is that necessary or is that too much?
absolutely,
It is okay.
absolutely,
Okay.
100%, 100%.
What if they do that but don't communicate it with you? Like, wait a minute, I'm married. I got me a fine one at home. I don't need to be looking at this secretary right here or whoever. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna park on this side of the garage so I can avoid them. And they actually
Mhm.
make the steps so they won't even run into this person no more. They go use the restroom on the fourth floor instead of the seventh. Like, I'm
Yeah.
being for real. Like, what if they do
No,
that
yeah.
but they don't
Mhm.
communicate?
I think in a marriage you're better together. I think trouble ensues when you try to fight on your own. And I think in terms of a faith-based marriage, which is where my head is at, your partner should be your prayer partner too. So if you need help fighting temptation, it's us. It's not you against the world and me against the world. It's us against the world.
Mhm.
So how do I know what to pray for you about if you're not sharing it with me? Like I could be, praying with you. I hope that, that guy gets transferred or but also be on alert because it I think it's great if someone takes the initiative to really, fight the temptation, but also the more you communicate with your spouse, the better they can do at home. I don't wanna give you a reason. Who was it? I think it was Paul Newman, um, who said about his wife, they have this amazing love affair, his wife, and I think and I might get the story wrong, but I think somebody was like, "You're a movie star," and I mean, his wife is a movie star too, but like, "What is it like? All these women think you're a sex symbol and you're this and you're that." And he goes, "Well, why would I, go out for" I'm gonna get this quote wrong, but like, "Why would I go out for chicken when I have steak at home?"
Yeah.
Like that's what his answer was something to that degree. But if I can't know how to fill your cup, I can't know how to fill in the gaps where I'm lacking to make it so that it's laughable when you do entertain the thought and you're like, my man's so good to me. That's crazy. Why would I even?
Yeah.
Why would I even? Like, he's not, he's spontaneous because maybe they're missing spontaneity, which it seemed like was Diane's issue is they were missing some excitement. Sometimes it's just exciting to have someone thinking of you. Sometimes it's just exciting. And it's like maybe we introduce something fun in the bedroom. Like maybe we meet at a bar and pretend like we don't know each other. Like we've never done that. Like that sounds, that's spontaneous. Like how can I fill the gaps if you're not talking to me? And you're doing it. Well, I started doing this and this. Yeah, but are you excited? No, but I left out the temptation. Well, let me excite you, talk to your partner so that they can fill whatever it is that you need filled.
Yeah, to be honest with you, when Tyler Perry writes himself in movies, he writes himself as like a boring character to me. Very uninteresting. I mean, you're the writer,
I'd
bro.
agree with that.
I mean, if you can do it, do it. But write your stuff as the suave, guy, that got the pull, they got the game. You know,
Brandon, you know what I just thought?
what is that? What is
When
that?
you say that, what if he decides to like redo like Meteor Man and star in it himself? It'd be
Oh
like,
my gosh,
I'm exciting.
you're stupid. I
I'm
do.
the superhero and I
I,
have
I,
issues
I
and
want to.
powers.
This has been on the internet for a while, but I do want a Meteor Man, Blank Man crossover movie. That would be dope.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that would be
So
amazing.
great. And we need it. We need some original superheroes, but
One
that's for another
billion
podcast.
dollars. But no, shout out to Tyler Perry. The my favorite character in the first film of this was Jill Scott as Sheila. She
Yeah.
was great. She moved me, got me, emotional, all that tear jerking, pulled at my heartstrings, just like at the bottom of the bottom and was brought all the way back up to the top. But in this film, she frustrated me. She has a big mouth, a blabber mouth. She wants to tell everybody the business and that Mike, no, not Mike, her husband Troy is not doing too well and needs some assistance and she want to go borrow money and do all this and do all of that. And I don't like that. Troy had a conversation. Sheila, I don't want them in my business. Why did you have to tell them that we spent our last? And I'm with him on that.
Why you gonna sound like him like that?
That's how he said it. And right after they had the conversation, when she went and she still talked about it more with the girls. I'm like, Sheila, what are you doing? But while she did frustrate me there, I did appreciate that she had more of a backbone in this film. She was putting her foot down. Troy raises up, don't you ever talk to me like that again. And so I was like,
You
oh,
killing me.
power up, like I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Sheila was funny. I like the teaming up but with her and her husband against Mike the asshole. So yeah, I remember Troy when I first started off, I couldn't get a job. So how's the job hunt? Why are you asking this man this in front of everybody?
Oh
Y'all trying to
man,
drink and chill and parlay? He like, man, back up off
dude.
me, man. Leave me and mine alone. And they like, I love you, baby. I love you. Mike and Sheila and Mike. Is Sheila tripping? Is she talking too much? Tell me.
Well, I actually feel like she's one of the more well-written characters
Mhm.
because I mean Patricia is too. Is because what you want is nuance. What you want is to see not just the typical well, I'm the jock, well, I'm the cheerleader, well, I'm the druggie. Like you want to see that people you want to see that people are complicated. You
Right,
want
right.
to see because I mean at the last one, yes, we did feel for her so much and she was the protagonist and we did feel like she needs to win and you're just rooting for her, rooting for her, rooting for her. You kind of didn't see any of her flaws because, of course, I loved her storyline. You know, her only flaw in the last one was just she's a heavier gal, she's a curvier gal, and but this one you got to see well some of her flaws is she don't know when to let it go. She don't know when to shut her mouth. Um, um, uh, Sometimes it's really tough to in a circle where we get together every year to get up in each other's business. It's really tough to like not be in each other's business. But in all fairness, Troy,
Sure.
these friends were friends in college, and
Yeah,
he's new to the mix,
right.
and that's like having like kind of like weird intimate things that you do, and all of a sudden it's like if you give each other massages or something and you're like massaging someone else's wife's shoulders and you're like, what the hell? And you're like, oh, we've been doing this since college. Like, it's not a big deal. And it's like,
That's
well, I haven't been doing this since college. And like someone trying to get on your shoulders and they're like, it's okay. We do a massage train. You're like,
no.
yeah, but I wasn't there when we were 18, 19. They were. So they have this set intimacy that he's really uncomfortable with. He's like,
Yeah.
I know y'all be telling each other's business, but not mine. Don't put my business in the street. But it also kind of sucks for her because I kind of get it because it's like, well, there's work friends, there's like some family that I make sure not to share things with. But like these are my friends that I can really be transparent with. And we do this a couple times a year. And there's a lot of stuff I need to get off my chest, so this is the venue for me to say, "Hey, my husband can't find a job." Like, it's just the way she goes about it, and she did irritate me in that even when your partner is stressed and is like, "I don't wanna talk about it," there is that push of like, "No, like, we need to work this out." But, like, after the 3rd time of them saying, "I don't wanna talk about it," at some point, you gotta stop pushing it. Wait for a better time. Circle back, girlfriend. Circle back. Like, let's come back to this next week, but someone that keeps communicating, "I don't wanna talk about it," and you're like, "But if I just push you a little bit more," and they're like, "You're gonna push me off this cliff. That's
Yeah.
what happens if you push me some more," like, or something, and that's what she did. And so that kind of gets on my nerves when there's the whole nagging wife character. So I did get a bit irritated with her, but I totally understood Brandon, her position of really snapping back at him
I did like that. I
with
did.
like, "Don't talk to me like that. Like I've already played the abused woman. I'm not doing that again. You're gonna
Yeah.
raise your voice to me. I'm not gonna sit down, be a little pouty girl. You're gonna get what for?" Like she
Yeah.
stood up for herself. So I get that she was triggered. I get that. And
Mhm.
I also understand Troy's part. Like I understand the frustration with these people all up in each other's business. And, Colorado was beautiful, and he was the sheriff. He was respected. He was somebody in that town. And you move to a big old city like Atlanta, where you kind of get lost in the shuffle, and you don't want to be there. And your wife was like, "But I want to be in your family." And it's like, "But I had a good thing where I was." Like, so I get it, and I think they were well written for this film, and yeah, I think it was good to have some of her flaws on display. That was fine.
Did did Troy have a valid reason for going into Mike's house and punching him in the face after Sheila answered the door, after he found
Yes,
out that Mike, yeah, yeah. Why,
absolutely.
why oh man, he was pissed when he found out Sheila was there.
Why
Uh
are you here?
yeah, he don't give a crap that he's dying. He can
he
call somebody
didn't
else.
he didn't know that, right?
No, he didn't know that.
Before or after she hit him, like didn't she say it like in the
Mm.
like crosshairs of argument? Because he
They
didn't know why she
it was
was there.
right. It was off screen.
And
The
then she was
conversation.
like, "Oh no, I'm taking him to chemo."
Yeah.
But
He
then he
went
was
yeah.
like,
He
"Oh
went
yeah," because remember he went to the restaurant and was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know."
Yeah, yeah. He went over there initially because he just wanted to confront Mike because he had a say so in him getting the job because of his golf buddy. But Sheila just happened to answer the door at the same moment. So it's like a double whammy. Like not only can this guy hold this over my head that he got me the
Yeah.
job, my wife's ex-husband, but you're answering his door? That's
Yeah.
yeah, that's a valid crash out dang
That
near.
was like that scene in
Right
Soul
here.
Food when Slim, um, Nia Long's ex got Mekhi Phifer that job.
Yeah.
Remember? And he was like, "What are you gonna do?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna be doing this for free. We went to dinner. Like, yeah, that's still too much.
What is this? What is this?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can act out the whole thing, Brandon.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to watch it now after this right
I
here.
know, now I wanna review that.
But we can let me know. But Sheila was tripping though, for doing that. And again, I don't care that he was dying. Mike could have called Terry, any other Gavin, anybody else to take him to get
Absolutely.
chemo. He's trying to get back up in them draws. or
call a
whatever.
couple, like, call your friends are coupled up, like,
Yeah,
how I would've called a couple if I was him and been like, "I could have the nurturing from the wife and the strength from the husband, move me from chair to chair," but, you absolutely didn't need to call her, especially but she should have known better.
that's what I'm
She
saying.
should have known better. The love of God can draw you to simply pray for someone and be like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. But what I will do, put you in the prayer list, hook you up with my pastor, try to get someone from the church to come by. You don't always have to be the person that does it.
Mhm. If you have a
Girl.
boyfriend, mate, husband, do you need the, password to their cell phone? To their BlackBerry?
Hell yeah. No, just kidding.
Oh, no, man, oh my gosh,
You're like, there she goes.
huh.
There she goes. She's off, guys. Um, uh, I, I, I refuse, Brandon. I will never be in a relationship where a guy doesn't give me the password to his cell phone
Oh,
because that tells me a lot about what you think of me. And I respect myself too much to be in a relationship with somebody that thinks so little of me that you think I might
no, I don't know if
not,
you're I don't know if
you
you're
think
that
I'm going to do
person.
that, or what are you hiding?
Are you being but
You
not
know?
no judgment, are you being for real or you pulling my leg?
Oh, I'm 100%.
Okay, okay,
110%.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, I will never be in a relationship. The minute and I don't care how long we've been together, the minute you're like, "No, I'm not gonna give you the thing.
okay.
I'll give you these right here," like, because you think that little of me, you think I'm the kind of like either you know me, like Smokey Robinson said, "If you don't know me by now, you think I'm the kind of woman that's gonna go through your phone and all your exes and threaten people, or you think, if I ever go through your phone, it's always gonna be for a extremely valid reason, and if you don't know that about me, you don't know me, and I don't wanna be with
So
somebody
so
that
you
doesn't
go
know
you go through do you go through their phones? Or, like, if you do,
No,
it'd be like they
no,
had to give you a reason to or something? I'm
mm-mm.
okay.
I I shouldn't be with someone that I feel like I need to go through your
I
phone,
got
but if I ever do have a feeling like that, that's not a, "Oh, I wanna mention it." That's a confrontation. I stay or I walk. We're talking about this right now, and if there's anything sketch, maybe if I really feel it, I'm like, "You know what? I don't even need to see your phone." Like, I'm that kinda girl, but if I ever feel like I need to search through your phone, something's wrong to the degree that you are wasting my time.
I
My
got you.
time is not to be wasted, so,
I
yeah.
got you, I got you. Because Mark
Yeah,
is
if I ever go through I
good.
remember one time this guy was dating, I had to go through his phone. Um, he was, like, doing something, and his mom was like, "Oh my gosh, I need my sister's phone number." His aunt. And I went through his phone to, like, get his aunt's number, and it wasn't a big deal. I think that's, like, the one time I've ever gone through someone's phone, and I, like, gave it right to his mom, like, I wasn't looking for anything, and I got what I needed, and I bounced because at the time, I trusted him. That guy did cheat on me, so I should have gone through his phone, but yeah, I think it's a waste of time. I think all these couples you hear about, all this not even teen drama, but all this drama on these reality shows, these girls wasting time and I snuck and I put on some ninja wear and I put it over my eyes and then I did a ninja run and then I rolled and I got in his apartment and I got his phone and I hacked into it and I found this bitch and da 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 da. Like if you're
What
doing
show is
all
this?
that,
We never
like
heard of this before.
maybe these are just people. No, but like just like the ninja work women are doing, it's what a
Oh,
waste of
oh,
time.
okay. I got
What a
you.
waste of time and energy. Ooh. What about you, Brandon?
Um, what's your question exactly?
I'm asking you the same question you asked me.
Have I ever been have I well, yeah, I'm not gonna be with
Would you
somebody.
date a girl that's like, I'm not giving you the password to my phone. Like, if you need something, you can ask. But
Nah, I mean, I wouldn't even be dating somebody that would say something like that, like, it wouldn't even we wouldn't even made it past the first conversation,
so
it's
you feel me? I'm not crazy, right?
no, you're not crazy, like, I mean, if I'm dating somebody, I'm gonna trust them, and if I just am. That's just how I am. And if they're giving me a reason to where I'm just like, I don't know, we're just not gonna be together anyway. It's just I don't see myself in the situation. I'm not gonna ever. I don't have a password on my phone. You can have my phone. You can go through it. I
Hmm.
don't care. I said that like a long time ago, by the way. Uh,
Oh, okay.
yeah, but yeah. So yeah, I'm not gonna be going through anybody's phone or asking or have a lock on it or anything like that. So Um, but yeah, Tasha wanted it. It was her birthday, you know. She was never happy. You know, she was complaining that he didn't have a job, then he got a job, and now he flirting with
Yeah.
everybody and getting numbers and stuff
Oh,
like
I
that.
couldn't that made me so mad because one, it was so disrespectful because you were hurting, what is the right word? You were, like, hurting his pride last time, and you're like, "Well, you
Yeah,
work in my beauty shop, and if you weren't cutting hair in my beauty shop, you'd have nothing." Like, you were so disrespectful to your husband. I would never speak to my husband that way. But like finally he gets something that not only is a job, but it's his lane. It's the kind of thing where you're like, babe, you're doing it. Like you're doing what you want to do. Like this is football. This is your area. Like you didn't just get a job. Like you got your voice in your industry. Like she should have been his cheerleader instead of embarrassing him
yeah,
and humiliate, and it made for good comedy. Obviously, it was funny, but, like, she really annoyed me because 'cause I'm like, "You really did not learn anything from the last movie. You learned nothing because this was such a worse betrayal than before." Like like, he finally has a job and you go embarrass him like that? But also, if you think of it, like what we were just talking about, Brandon, like, how we wouldn't spend time with anyone dating like that, but, like, with her, it kinda I kinda don't blame him for not sharing his password. With all that said that we said, because of her, because her behavior is the type that when he's not doing anything, he'll go through the phone and be like, "Ah, Sydney. Who's Sydney? Who the hell is Sydney? Let me send her some texts." Sydney's the CEO of my company. It's actually a man's name. And now I'm fired. Like, that's the kind of stuff he'd have to worry about
yeah,
with. So I actually don't blame him
yeah,
for not giving her because she's a loose ass cannon.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She is. Y'all let us know what y'all think in that chat. Before we move on to one of the more dramatic relationships, I want to kind of go back to not Sheila and Troy per se, but Sheila and Mike. Mike regrets his wishes, man. He even said it in the last film. Trina, she don't cook, she don't clean. All she's pretty much good for is playtime. He didn't say that exactly, but we all know that's what he meant. But he misses that good old
Good
teenage love
woman.
that he had with Sheila. Um, took her for granted. Missed her.
Yeah.
Man, his language is inappropriate. Hey, remember that time we did this outside? It was the first time we made love. Like, whoa, we don't get to have conversations like that no more. Troy,
Hell
he's
no.
trying to reminisce over here. Now that should have been a good reason for Troy to come down there and beat his ass. I was mad at Sheila for like even engaging in the conversation that long. I mean, she didn't really
Yeah.
entertain it, but at the same time, you need to walk away. Don't let him try to serenade you like this. And I may be wrong. I don't think she was dumb enough to go back to Mike, but at the same time, she may have appreciated the compliment still, like
Mhm.
deep down inside, like, oh, I
Mhm.
don't I don't get to hear those things that often. And how he did rock my world at one point in time. Am I tripping as far as is that some as far as that's concerned? But still though, she is tripping though. She should have walked out the kitchen or called for Troy, you
She's
know.
totally tripping. Let me ask you a question. What would you have left if your ex joined you on a group vacation that they were not supposed to
Good
be at,
question.
and
Good.
you knew it was gonna piss your wife off, and you knew it was gonna drain your wife of energy and just always be like, "Oh, we can't do this because 'cause they're gonna come over and da 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 da." Would you have left?
Well, no, I would have stayed because we spent our last, remember, as she so we're gonna get our money's worth. No, um, I don't think I would have left. I
Mm,
think I would have found some way to make that person leave in the most non-confrontational attempt possible. Um, but come on, he a hoe for that right there. F your timeshare, bro. Like that's.
yeah,
I mean, who wants to be somewhere where they're not wanted? Like that's just
someone that hates themselves.
yeah. Mike, you effed up, bro. I miss her, and that is she thinking about me and yeah, Mike, you gotta go, man. That's just Mike is weird. And the
Got
thing about it
yeah.
is, like, I know this is for comedy, but in a real life setting, I think the male friend should have been like, bro, you gotta go, like for real. You can't be here, man. You effing it up for us. Like this is
That
our
was a
vacation
punk
too. And
move.
You know what I'm
for
saying?
them to laugh
You
about it.
making my woman uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get in here as well, and we can't get our freak on if she uncomfortable because you heard because she worried. We trying to get together, but she worried about her girlfriend, and so that girlfriend is taking care of my girl. You get what I'm trying to say? So
Yeah,
if
for
I
sure.
was in this situation, I would have been like, Mike, I love you, but you gotta bounce, man. You tripping, you know. So
Yeah.
um, I do want to ask you this though. Oh, y'all let us know what y'all think as far as that's concerned. Um, did Gavin have rights to half of the book deal that Patricia tried to hide in a separate account? A whole nother that they split it on them. They was gonna split 950,000, but she had a whole another 800,000 locked away in another account. It's messed up, man. You know.
Um,
Hold on, before you answer, let's get
mhm.
into the details as well. She was like, "Wait a minute, Gavin, this is my money. I earned it. I wrote the book. I'm the published author." Patricia,
Mhm.
how many nights did I stay up and we go over all these ideas? Gavin, I didn't use now one of your ideas. Okay, I was being nice and just letting you talk. Your ideas sucked. Okay, these are my ideas. Who's right? Who's wrong, man? Who's right? Who's wrong?
That's a great question, Brandon. That's tough because
I have my answer. I have my
if
answer.
it was something like she made model trains and wrote a book about how to make model trains and that's all she did, then it's her money. But because it's
Oh,
relationship based and because
oh,
it's I mean, in terms of a divorce, because I think in a marriage, when I win, you win, right?
right, right.
But for example, if I married someone that had a book and I divorced them, I wouldn't I wouldn't try to get at their book money because I wasn't there. That's your money. That's not my money. Even if we got married, that's still not mine, just out of principle. But if no, for real. No, for real. Like I wouldn't even go after that if I got a divorce because that you had that before me. I didn't help you build that. But if I helped you build, if I gave you insight, if I let you talk about personal things in our book, because remember, her book is based on relationships and marriage, and she uses her own friends because we saw that in the first movie when the students were like, what happened to your real friends? Like, we know it's based on your friends. Are they still married? Da, 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 da. Like, everybody knew this was based on her circle.
Mhm.
So honestly, if I were Patricia as a gift, when I got my book money, I would have gotten some shares for my friends, some stock shares. Everybody would have been able to partake in the success because honestly, even though I wrote it, I wouldn't have had it without you guys. So, no, I actually don't agree that she should have kept all of that to herself because even if you didn't use his dumb ideas, just being just being married to him,
That's not enough.
just being, in a relationship, just having back and forth with him and conversations, and as a therapist, you're using your therapy stuff to get through arguments and conversations with him, which allow you to have material to say, "Hey, viewers or readers, this works. Hey, readers, this doesn't work." And I'm telling you because I've tried it. I'm telling you because I tried the 1, 2, 3 eyes on me method with my husband, and it works. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? So, I don't agree that she should have done that, but also, um, business is business, and even if I love you, it needs to be in writing. Even if I feel that way, when the contract is worked up with the publisher, that's when we say, "Hey, okay, so what obviously I'm getting a piece of this because our argument is in chapter 8 and you wouldn't have chapter 8 if we didn't go through that one thing, you know?" So,
Okay.
yeah, he's
So
kinda
let
dumb
me
for not getting it up front. He should have got it up front.
Oh,
That's on
he's the
you.
dummy. He is the dummy. I see. I see.
That's on
Okay.
you.
Um, I slightly disagree. Well, let me back up.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to pick on you, but I
I
am at
don't
the same
it's
time.
good to disagree.
Mind you, you say that when
Mhm.
now when there's no emotion attached to your statement,
There's
because
emotion
people take
attached to
it.
everything I say.
Yeah,
No, just
okay, okay.
kidding. No, just kidding.
Because when you're mad at somebody, man, you know, most people want to get over on them. I mean, I believe you. I believe your intention, and that's not personal. I just think in general, I just think it's different. When you're actually in the trenches and you're like, oh yeah, f that money is mine.
But you know what? What I believe would hurt someone more, and obviously it's like I don't want to hurt you, but like you're saying with emotions high, I would be I honestly believe this because I've been through something like it. I've never been married, but I've been engaged, and I believe in something like it. I would rather leave with the clothes on my back and however many cents I came into this marriage with, and never speak to you again because you get something out of me fighting with you. You get something out of me hurting too. And I'm going to rob
Mm.
you of that. Oh, you're not going to fight? No, take it. Never speak to you again.
Okay.
That would hurt a man more than, yeah, we're in this battle and she's so upset and da 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 da. Da. No, I'll leave with the shorts I have on.
Well, fellas, there you go.
Try me. No, just kidding.
She ain't gonna do you wrong. You know what I'm saying?
No. No, but that
Me-
I think what Brandon, don't you agree that that would affect you more? That a woman's not even gonna bother to fight. It kind of reminds me of that scene in What's Love Got to Do with It, where Tina freaking Turner told Ike Turner, "Have it, take it, but I'm keeping my name."
It just depends.
You know,
I don't want to sound too arrogant or obnoxious.
you're like, "Ain't nobody walking away from me."
No, no, I'm just saying, like, the way that I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have said this, but there's just certain situations that I don't see myself. I can't see myself in.
Mm.
And I don't know. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but that's just how I feel about right now. Me, how about the whole splitting down the middle thing? He split it down the middle, whether he contributed to the book or not. Y'all are married. That's what you're. That is the agreement at the very beginning. If you don't do your homework and know that, that falls on you. And so, yeah, and I really didn't like Patricia in this movie. I mean, she just had too much pride, in my opinion. Um, to
Do you think
me,
the way she carried herself in the first film, which that is one relationship that I feel like evolved properly in terms of writing from the first movie to the second movie, was Gavin and Patricia. But do you feel, Brandon, that her always being perfect Patty and always like, I'm fine, we're fine, made her boil up to like crazy status to where you
yes.
bring in a male stripper, like, because I was like, girl, that's crazy, crazy. Like, why don't you just get
Wait,
some
wait.
keys
Ma-
and
Male,
like
ma-
key in the
wait,
car?
male stripper? What, I missed. What are we talking about?
Remember when she was really going there and she went to his office and was like, happy birthday, and like had
Oh
that guy come out of the
yeah.
cake
Yeah,
and
she tripping. Yeah, that was ridiculous, and he ended
but
up.
like how did you get to this point, girl, where you that's a lot.
Well,
Like,
you said it earlier. He
you
burnt
know?
up the photos and poured the liquor on her and all that. Now, hold on. Let me back up. First of
Yeah,
all, I
sorry,
was
we
pissed
skipped a
off
beat.
about. No, you good. You good. I was pissed off when she broke the news to everybody at the campfire. Like, yeah, me
Oh
and Gavin are
yeah.
getting divorced. Like, what are you doing? What are
Yeah.
you doing? Like, this is so blatantly obvious that you are the problem right now. It was now
Mhm.
Gavin. I wish you would have been like, Patricia, let's talk about this. He kind of wanted to, but the cat's out the bag. So, I
Mhm.
mean, I was upset about that. Their marriage possibly failed though, and it's obvious. They lost a child, and I've heard that that's just kind of hard to get over. I don't know. I have no experience with that remotely, but I still didn't like her, and I don't mean to sound. I'll say this: I love and I hate this about this series. Overall, look, I think we've all been there in life to where we hit a brick wall. Something didn't turn out the way that we wanted, and we're like, God damn it, how did I get in this situation? I do not see a way out. I am screwed. My life is over. Lord God, save me. Why am I going through this? And sometimes it can have lifelong lasting uh,
Repercussions.
repercussions. But then sometimes just it takes a few days, a few weeks, a few months, and you just like, you know what, it didn't turn out that bad, or it did, but I learned this, I learned that. Life goes on. That is the main underlying theme with this movie or these movies, this series, is that even if you hit rock bottom, there's some still at the light at the end of the tunnel. You can still come out on top, and if your life is in shambles, put it all back together. In the first
Mhm.
one, that's what happened with Sheila. Mike treated her like crap, like shit, like making her drive and, hey, yeah, let's get a divorce. You can keep the car. You can do this. I'll take this. Left her with $85. Like, what the hell? And then 8 months later, her knight in shining armor comes and sweeps her off her feet. And now she's living happily ever after. I mean, that relationship isn't perfect, but, her life went from shit to fit to from dark to light. I like that. But and then you have the same thing with Patricia in the sequel. She's going through a divorce and she killed her child and she killed her husband. But it still ends up on a happy ending with The Rock coming through at the end a year later, like, hey, I like your
I
books.
didn't like that. I was like, "Girl, shouldn't you be in handcuffs? Like,
Yeah.
you have some legal liability. Like, you kind of chased him out of there, and mind you, she didn't chase him with a gun." I'm like, "You're a little too rosy. Like, you."
I'm
I didn't like her ending.
I'm 50-50 with it. I like it because of the reason I just listed. Like, okay, even when
Yeah.
your life is in shambles, don't give up on life. Don't kill yourself. You can still turn it
Yeah, you
around.
might get away with murder.
Yeah. Right, yeah, but at the same time, she killing everybody. She
I know, man.
killed the baby. She killed her
It was an
husband,
accident.
but
It was
she
an
gets a happy
accident.
ending. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm kind
Girl.
of conflicted with that. I was entertained. I was entertained, but I'm
Ah.
yeah. And you just gave me your answer. How do y'all feel about that? Should Patricia live happily ever after, or should she be in a jail cell or in the gutters? I'm just, I'm,
Hey, jail cell. Be
I'm
happy.
joking. I'm
See,
joking.
gutter.
I hope we do get a part three though. I do. I do. What
I
do we
just
leave out?
hope yeah,
My,
no, I just hope that, everyone learns their damn lesson. I just hope everyone learns their lesson. Like, you can still obviously you're not gonna be perfect, but you can still be like, not gonna do that. I screwed up before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I mean now if they do another one, kids being older has so much more to do with it.
oh yes.
Someone from Gavin's family could come back and be like, "You're living high and light, Patricia. But you know what? You killed my brother." So, like there's a lot of places this story can go. It's a little crazy. I
You're
should
right.
rate
You're
this.
right.
But
That was good, Kim. That was good.
or I honestly, to be perfectly honest with you, Brandon, I don't see Diane and uh Miles, is that it? I
Terry.
don't see oh yeah, sorry, Terry. I don't see them still married.
You know what? You got a good point there,
I
man.
see him with someone else. I see him divorced because again, and Brandon, I have the same critique as the one before. I got to tell you, I did not like the way this ended.
Okay.
Again,
Okay.
again, because just like the first one, it was such a quick fix without true resolve. I would rather Terry and Diane have a screaming match where they're speaking truth and then come to realizations on both sides. Then talk to me. If you're not excited, tell me what to do. You talk to me. You don't go out like they got upset, but the way it was resolved was Janet Jackson, guilty as hell, in the hospital room, like crying, like, "See what I did? Come on, you guys." It is like the way she pushed each other together was like
I was
dolls. It was
about to
like
comment on this. Yeah.
kiss and make up, guys. It's like, come on, kiss her right now. Just be good, be fine. And I'm like, homegirl had a whole emotional ass affair, and if he hadn't have caught her, she definitely 100% would have had sex with that guy. 100% would have had sex with that guy. That doesn't resolve anything. And then Angela still not totally resolved. Like, yeah, you got his password, yeah, but you still had the gall to go to his place of work. Where is him going, why can't you celebrate me? Why
Mm,
you always gotta accuse me? Wow, really come to an actual realization. Putting her out of the house, getting a restraining order against her and being like and her being like, "Wow, I really am kinda nuts. I should go to therapy." Like, I wanna see Angela in group. I wanna see her getting up going, "Hi, I'm Angela, and I have a problem with anger." Like, I wanna see more resolve, but kiss and make up, you guys. Look what I did. Like, that's not an ending. Tyler Perry, the writers, that's not an ending. That's a hurry up, let's wrap this up. Come on, we gotta shoot the beginning.
okay. Okay, that's what's up, Cam. I'll give you that. So did you like the movie overall?
Overall, I was entertained. Overall, I was entertained. I was frustrated at parts. The
Positive or fair?
The Patricia stuff, I liked it in terms of being entertained. It's a 7 out of 10 for me because I was entertained. Um, I was very frustrated with many things in this movie, but I did laugh. I did have my moments where I was like, "Ooh, especially when Janet, the golf club, and then going to his work. I was entertained. I was like, "Oh, what's gonna happen next? Somebody get my popcorn!" Like, like oh my, like when she ran out and when she was like this to him, I was like, "Dance!" Like that's
Mm.
such a Janet dance move. But I was entertained but frustrated. But I will tell you, I would like to see another one because I think there's a lot more to say. And I would like to see another one where the end is really fleshed out, where there's true resolve, whether the resolve is to resolve to separate, to resolve to be apart, to resolve for you to go to anger management. Like, I want to see some resolve, but I was entertained. It was great to see the characters again. I did not see enough evolution from the first one, and that was dissatisfying to me, Brandon. That was frustrating to see Angela getting crazy again. But you know what? It was entertaining. I like the premise of the relationships, and I really do hope they do another one. I'd really like to see where they are 15 years later. Now, at this point, Terry's probably getting ready to retire, and the argument is where should we retire? Like the conversations are different. I'd like to see Angela trying to get upset and then having a damn hot flash. Like I think there's more story there. So,
I would like
but
to, yeah,
I want it to evolve.
I would like to see a part 3 as well. Sheila, she was my favorite character in both films. I think her acting was phenomenal, especially with the upgrade of her character of growing a backbone and standing up for herself and communicating more. Speaking her mind, that's just something that she did not do in the first film, and just kind of just shows some growth in her character. And Troy was always, very strong in both films, but we got to see him vulnerable too when he was in the corner and didn't know where to go, because of finances. And, that's something that a lot of men go through as well. And it can be very draining, monkeying your back,
Mhm.
because we're supposed to be the providers, and that is what is expected. You got the drama with Mike, which is hilarious. I like that Diane and Terry, they still have issues with their relationships, but it was different, even though they solved one issue, another one came up. She shouldn't be cheating. She should emotionally or physically, she needs to be communicating. But I didn't say this earlier at the same time, man. I do feel that you got to give your spouse something to look at, something to be excited about.
Yes.
You may need to do some push-ups, some sit-ups, or something like that. I don't know. Feel at the office, maybe hitting the gym every lunch break, coming back with a wife beater on with the muscles glistening. I'm being silly but serious at the same time. Which I talked about Tasha love-hate relationship. Shout out to Louis Gossett Jr. and Cicely Tyson, rest in peace. Tyler Perry, man, I respect you, man. I just kind of wish you would make more movies like this instead of movies
Like
like
this.
Straw and Acrimony and the Far.
And the production
Yeah.
value. Brandon, I have to agree with you. Something I do have to say I loved about this movie was the production value. There were no sideways wigs. There was no crazy continuity, but something I also liked was that They went places. I like that they were in the Bahamas. Like, I like it when Tyler Perry gets outside of the office or the home for his characters. I like that they were on vacation. I like that they were in the snow. In the snow on the beach. Yeah, with these two movies, I really liked the quality of this film, and that's something I sincerely want Tyler Perry to get back
Hmm.
to. Is giving us that quality because he was on a roll, man. This was the golden era of
Hmm.
TP. Like he was really on a roll, and I want him to come back to that. Like you said, Brandon, you and I are not bashing him. We're not
Right.
bashing him. We want him to win, and we're talking about things that we like and appreciate and would like to see more of. And so,
This is
yeah.
correct. This is the fourth movie we've done, Kim. We did Why Did I Get Married 1 and 2, Good Deeds, and Daddy's Little Girls. Of course, we're going to do A Family That Prays. That's just paramount. But there's a few others. We may do I Can Do Bad All by Myself. Hold on, let me share this real quick. Um, yeah, we may do I Can Do Bad All. Wait, is it both of those? I Can Do Bad All by Myself or Die of a Mad Black Woman? I don't know.
Oh, one was with Taraji and one was with the
Yeah.
infamous
There we
Shamar
go.
Moore
I can do it all by
Mormos.
myself. Yeah, that when did this come out? 2009? Okay. Yeah, I gotta rewatch that one as well. But I don't know. We're gonna be doing some more. Just subscribe to both our channels. If you watch this on my channel, please subscribe to Kimberly's channel. If you're watching this on Kimberly's channel, please subscribe to my channel. We will both really, really appreciate it. But until next time, guys, we do appreciate it. Before you get on, forget that I'm B. Avery. That's Kimberly, and that's just our opinion. Peace out. We'll see you next time.